Hello, everyone. I'm Buford MC, and welcome back to another adventure in GregTech New Horizons. So today we are going to have a look at a brand new LV machine, and that machine is the scanner. So we're going to be doing this quest right here, scanning bees, crops, and more. So this is going to be a pretty big machine for us, and it's one that I've had my eye on for a while, but we weren't able to make it because it needs MV circuits. So now that we have MV circuits, we can make this thing, and this is going to be pretty big because it's going to allow us to scan crops and other things as well. Looks like bees as well, based off the quest title, and more, of course. So if we read the text for the quest here, it says, automate your bee, sapling, or crop scanning. For crops, this is the only real way to find the crop stats until you can craft a portable scanner, which needs HV circuits, well, we don't have those, that you can make in the next tier. Later on, this machine gets very useful for scanning high-tier machine parts for the assembly line research data, or to fill data orbs with data for UU matter production. Data sticks with raw prospecting data need a scanner too. So this is what we're going to be going for, and now that we can actually make this basic scanner, it's got me thinking a bit about crop breeding again, because now that we can actually use a scanner, we can finally find out the stats on our crops. And crop breeding is really not something we've been doing for quite a while now. It's been a long time since we touched crop breeding. I want to say, I don't think we've actually done it in the LV age yet, actually. I think we stopped doing it around the end of the Steam age. Our main goal was, I think, to get stickweed, and then, well, now that we have the multi-farm, I don't really need the stickweed, but we're going to need to get back in the crop breeding now. Now that we can actually start advancing a bit now and find out stats of our crops and all that stuff, it's going to be time to get back into it. So that's what we're going to be doing, I think. And yeah, let's go ahead and get that scanner set up first so that we can start getting back into crop breeding here. So making the scanner itself should be fairly trivial. I mean, we've got pretty much everything, although the MV circuits, I do need to pick up a few. Speaking of circuits as well, I have been working over here a bit. We now have just over a stack of MV circuits. We do need 4 for that. We've also been making some more LV circuits as well, so we're doing quite well over here. We have a ton of the good circuit boards. We're doing really well on iron 3 chloride. I think the MV tank we set up down there last time, it's completely full up now, so we are really doing quite well on that, and we have tons of chlorine, so that worked out quite well. So if we come over here, this should be pretty simple to make this basic scanner. We already have everything. So again, it's just 4 MV circuits, 2 tin cables, machine hull, emitter, and a sensor. And there we go, a basic scanner. Lovely. All right, it is nighttime, so let's go to sleep. Right, and there we go. We got the quests knocked out as well. So scanning bees, crops, and more. So this is the basic scanner. Now, I have set up a temporary home for this guy. Now, what I've been thinking about is, and I've mentioned this before, but we are going to be moving our crop breeding up there, and I'll talk about that a little bit later, but we're going to be moving our crop breeding up to the top of that mountain, and I'm actually going to set this thing up there, because I think I have a way of powering this thing kind of far away from the base. We'll see how it works, but because we're going to want this thing pretty much near our crops, since it's going to be mostly used for that. But for now, we're going to put it into the base, and we're actually going to set it up right here next to our forestry machines. There we go. We're going to put you there, and I think I'm going to move... Nope, not that one. I think I'm going to move that barrel over one, because we're actually... Oh, let's move it over two, actually. In fact, actually, let's just put it right here. Yeah, that works. Because I'm actually going to need to set up a little small automation for automating the scanning of seeds. Right, so this is a basic scanner, so we need something to actually scan. So let's come over here then, and I'm actually going to need that dolly again, aren't I? Yep, let's do that. So let's come over here, and let's pick up this chest right here. So let's take that sign, and let's grab the dolly. Pick you up. So this is all of my stickweed seeds right here. So all of these are called stickweed seeds, but you'll notice that they all have, you know, kind of different stacks. Some of them stack with each other, but most of them don't. And the reason for that is we can't see it yet, but they all have different stats. And what I want to try and figure out now is I want to try and figure out the different stats for our stickweed seeds. Now that we have the scanner, we can actually do it. So let's take this chest over. And I think we're going to need a couple other things as well here. Let's put this chest here for a moment. Yeah, I'm going to need to grab... Let's do a hopper. That'll be a little bit faster, I think. Yeah, that'll work better. So we'll need a hopper. And I think that's it. Nope, we're going to need one more thing. Let's grab a gold barrel. That'll work. Right, so what I want to try and do is I want to try and automate the scanning process a bit here. So we're going to actually move this chest up here. Put you... Well, actually, no, let's not do that yet. Let's just put the gold barrel on top, since that's where it's going to come out to. So it should be something like that. And let me just manually put them in at first, because I want to try and test something else. So let's start with this one right. Well, let's do one that has a little bit more. Let's do the 7 here. So if I put this one in, I'm going to see. This should scan it, and we should get the stats. Okay, there we go. Does take 8 EU a tick, and it takes 8 seconds. All right, there we go, and it should come out into here, and we should start to see some stats. All right, there we go. So this one actually was the bare minimum, 000, and well, it doesn't look like that actually is going to count those either. But we should see the same result for these. I wonder actually if I put them all in. Ah, see, now it actually just turned them over. Interesting. Okay. So now they all... So I don't have to scan the ones that are the same type. All like that. Right. That makes sense. So what happens then if I put a hopper and... Where is my... Dolly? Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Put you there. There we go. They should start scanning things now. So let's see what happens there. So that one right there then is 012. So the different stats right here, we should talk about those as well. So GR, that should be growth. GA is gain, and I think the RE is resistance. So this was 012. Oh, here's a new one. So that one's 003. Interesting. Right, I don't think a lot of these are going to be too high stats, because when I first started breeding these out, I think the way they worked was... I basically just put these 4 down, which I'm pretty sure just like the basic ones, and I never replaced them. Because I couldn't see the stats, of course. I didn't know what the stats of the new ones we were getting, because when we do the crop breeding, you get better stats. So, that's probably part of all of this, but yeah, here we're getting some more. 1023, 301, 310. And it'll just have to keep going through all of this. Yep, that one's 004. 101. Yeah, so we're just scanning all of these across here. So, what I want to try and do, so while we're letting those scan, let's go ahead and head on up to the mountaintop here, because we've talked about before, but I want to try and move my crop breeding up to here. And there was a reason that I want to do this, and it is because it's going to... Well, I think it's actually a good spot to do it. The mountaintop, I think it's a nice area for that, but it's also going to help us, I think, in our crop breeding adventures here. So up here, we have this little kind of lookout area here, but this is also going to be a little station, I think, where I'll set up some stuff for the crop scanning and stuff like that. We'll probably put the scanner in here as well. But up here, we're at Y157, and if we actually go to the quest book, which actually, speaking of the quest book, let's go down to the Fishing, Farming, Cooking tab, because now that we made the scanner, we can actually start progressing in this now. We can actually do this because, yep, that counted. We weren't able to complete this quest before because we couldn't actually turn that in because we need a scanned stickweed seed. Now that we actually have that, we've been able to tick that off, although we do need to give you sugarcane sticky resin, but we should have that. So we'll actually be able to knock that quest out as well, so that's quite good. But the quest of interest to us here is actually this one here, min-maxing crops. So what it tells us is breed stickweed until it's around 20, 31, 10. So I think that would be 20 growth, 31 gain, 10 resistance. Then create other crops with it. They inherit the stats. Crossbreeding with the ones you got on the way to raise their stats is also good. Set up camp in a swamp and jungle type biome around Y130, or use the biome changing methods to make one. So, well, as you can see, we're in a rainforest with 100% humidity, and we're at Y157. So this is probably the perfect area, I think, to do that kind of breeding, as that quest mentions. Now, I do have to do a little bit of terraforming. We don't have the greatest amount of space up here, so what I'm thinking is I'm probably going to have to get a ton of dirt and build up this section over here. So the rainforest biome itself actually extends all the way down to, it goes quite a ways. It changes over, this is where it changes over to the deciduous forest, but even that's 80% humidity, so it's not too bad. But all this over here is rainforest. So yeah, basically what I'm going to probably do is build this up, and we'll have a nice little flatter area so that we can set up some farms and stuff. Now, there is one area here it changes to, like, what was it? Right here, canyon, 30%, but that's a small area. And I don't think that I'll be doing anything there anyways, because I want to keep that front side of the mountain pretty much untouched, since that's what we'll be looking at. The back side I'm not too worried about, since, well, we don't live on that side. But that's what I'm thinking about doing in terms of the new crop breeding area, so I'm going to have to get to work on that. And then this is where we're going to have things like the scanner and some storage. I might have to expand this building a little bit, but I'm not so sure. We'll see. So yeah, that's what we pretty much have up there. In fact, we can actually just go down the fast way. I've got my hang glider on me. Let's go down like that. It's a little bit faster. And yeah, that is pretty much what we're going to be doing. So this area right here, the old crop breeding area, that will be taken down and moved up to there and pretty much reworked. But yeah, we're going to have a lot of the crops breeding to do with the crops and stuff. We're going to have a lot to do on that front, so I'll be quite busy in it. But that's going to be quite good. Right, so we can also, I think, knock out a couple of other quests as well here, now that we've got this. So, stickweed seeds. Yes, I just need to get sugar canes and sticky resin. So we can grab those. And sticky resin's going to be down here. There we go, just like that. And we just have to, yep, we have to submit that. Perfect, there we go, lovely. And that will give me some fertilizer as well. And loot bag. Well, we'll hold on to that. We'll claim that at the end like we normally do. Alright, so we got that done. So how are we doing over here on this? Okay, it looks like it's actually just about finished up with everything. So, yeah, most of these are pretty much the bare minimum. Which, again, it makes sense that they are 321, 420. 205. But the general idea, now that we can actually see these stats, we can actually replace the parent crops now with a better kind of stat of stickweed. And that should help us quite a bit, I think. Because then we'll be able to get even better stats. And of course, the main reason we want to do stickweed is because I think it actually grows a lot faster. So once we can actually crossbreed it with other things, we can give it those stats. It's going to be quite good, I think. I think it should work out quite well. So that is going to be good. So, there is actually one other quest that I wanted to do up here as well. We've actually unlocked a few others as well. More useful IC2 crops. So once you get into crops, consider trying other crops that may be of interest. Don't underestimate them. They can be quite strong a few as well. Just a checkbox. And ooh, we're going to get an enchanted IC2 crops loot bag for that one as well. And that unlocked even more. So what did we unlock here? Flax seeds. Okay. Interesting. Sugar beet. Coppin. Plumbilia. Nickelback. Moss seeds. That one we actually have right there. Terror Wart. We can actually get that one. How much do we need? We need 16 of the actual Terror Wart, though. I don't think I have that. I think I only have 12 on me at the moment. So that one's interesting. It is nighttime, actually. Let's go to sleep here. Right, let's see what else we've got. We've got Blaze Reed. I can't remember if I got that one or not. I might have seen... I think I've seen it, but I didn't actually get that one. Magic metal berry. Interesting. That's what ironwood one right there. That's interesting right there. The stone lilies, we might have those as well, so we might be able to knock out a couple other quests. Let me go see what we have. So, yeah, these right here are my Terror Wart ones right there, although I don't actually think I have another one. I think those are the only ones I have. So, yeah, I don't even have enough to actually... I only have 14 of those on me. Do I actually have to turn that one in? No, I don't. I just need 16, but I don't have that. And I need another seed anyways. Right. What is this one here? Some sort of a glow stone ones. Interesting. Here stalks. And some other interesting ones as well. Looks like meat-based ones. Right, the stone lily ones, though, were interesting. Let's see. I see some in there. Let me just do that. So which ones did it want? Red, white, and black. Okay, there's black, there's white, and we don't have the red one. Right, that's alright. I can at least scan those two. What else is it that it was wanting? There was a few other ones I thought I saw. Oh, these want the actual ones. Yeah, copper. We've actually got some of that, I think. Yeah, copper and fiber. I've got a little bit of Argentia leaf. Yeah, we've seen some of that. Let's see. Blaze reed. I don't remember what tier they are, because I've sorted these by tier. That's Argentia. We must have got that from a loot bag, because that one's already scanned. Let's see here. Dispel that. See if I've got blaze reed. Oh, I do! I do have blaze reed. Alright, there we go. So we can scan that one then and get that quest knocked out. Right, so let's go scan some of these as well then. Right, so I'm going to have a lot of work to do, though, because crossbreeding, I think, is going to be quite a time-consuming process. So if I put you in there, you in as well. Put that sign away. Oh, not you. Put it here. There we go. So there's Blaze Reed, which is 022. And we should get the other ones. All right, there it is. Blaze is too hard to kill, so we got that knocked out. Black Stone Lily, although that one shouldn't actually complete the quest, I don't think, because I think we're missing the red one. Yep, so we got those at least in our inventory. Put that back. Right, so we got that one knocked out. And then there's still quite a few other ones we still need to deal with as well. So, there seems to be even more. Renewable oil. That sounds interesting. Right, so there was actually the one other quest I wanted to look up. I think this one right here, yes, the crop analyzer. So the crop analyzer is a powerful tool used to analyze IC2 crop seed bags. Charge it by placing it in it. Oh, we can't do that yet, can we? It is recommended to also place an MV battery in it to keep it fully charged. Right, I was looking at the recipe for this because it actually only needs an LV assembler and it needs an MV circuit. And I thought we could have actually made it, but looks like we can't actually use it. Although I guess we could complete the quest. There's nothing to stop us from doing that at least. Should we get that done? Let's get that done. I don't think it's going to be too difficult. I did see it looks like we need a little bit of redstone. Let me just make sure that... Yeah, molten redstone, that should just be a few pieces. I think it's 4. Yeah, we might as well get it at least made. Say we get the quest done. It was one MV circuit, and then there was the computer, right? I remember that. That's a bit of a pain. We need a glass pane for that. Do we have those? Don't know. Yes, we do. We need that. We're going to need a little bit of aluminium. And that was the one that needed the dyes as well. So let's grab lime, red, and blue. Lime, red, blue, and then this glowstone. There was... There it is. Lime, red, and blue. That should be enough for the computer monitor cover. There we go. Though I might have already had one of those. I did actually. Well, we still have an extra at least. That's alright. And there's the redstone. And we do need the MV circuit still, so let's grab that quickly as well. Assembler, that's what I'm looking for. Pop analyzer. No circuit needed. Put you in. And off you go. Lovely. Right, so it does need an MV machine to charge is what it said, so we're not going to be able to use this thing just yet, I don't think, but at least we'll get the quest knocked out, I believe. Right, so that'll be interesting. Quest side inventory to view breeding calculator, okay. Well, can't charge it anyways. Right. So, it was something else I was trying to look at in here, because I think... No, not in that. Ah, this thing right here. This is what I was looking for. The solar panel. This is going to be the key, I think, to charging our basic scanner. In fact, let me go grab another seed because I want to test something. In fact, should we actually try to scan bees? Because I think it said we can do that, and we do have bees actually as well. So basically what I was thinking of was this right here could be the key, I think, to charging this, because we got this in a loot bag a long time ago. It's actually quite complicated to make it look like. Yeah, I don't even think we can make this yet, but it's an 8-volt solar panel, which apparently is going to give, I don't know, 8U, I guess. And, well, it's a solar panel, so it just needs to power the sun. So I was thinking we could use that to charge the scanner remotely. Of course, I might use a battery buffer, is what I might do, but it should be good enough. Oh, we actually had more Terrawar in here. Okay, I didn't know that. Well, maybe we can get the Terrawar quest knocked out, because I just got 16. Right, I came here looking for bees, didn't I? I was going to try and test out scanning of bees. So, I guess it doesn't really matter which one we use. Let's just take this guy. He's not scanned. Because the way we had been scanning him before was using the field kit. So we might as well test out that as well. So, let's go head back over to here and see what happens when we put you through the scanner. So, we'll put the mystical drone in. Nothing happened. Nope, nothing's happening in there. Alright, let's see the uses for you then. Does it tell me? Scanner. Ah, we need honey for that. Oh, and it takes 25 seconds as well. Right, okay. So, honey, I think I can get it actually from these honey drops here, right? Yes, I can. Okay, we just need one. We might as well see what happens. I just don't know what this is going to tell me. So, fluid extractor. Got that on me. We got a propolis. Let's take that and let's put it in the scanner and see what happens. What I want to see is just how much power this thing uses. Okay, there we go. And it takes 25 seconds, but only 2 of you a tick. Right, so this should work. So what I'm thinking for powering the thing is I'm going to put this thing, I think, on a battery buffer filled with batteries, and that should keep it running. We've got plenty of those. We've got battery buffers. Yeah, we've got plenty of those. That should work, I think. Let me put this thing away. There we go. Right, and we also wanted to go ahead and get that Terrawar quest knocked out as well, didn't we, since we were able to do that, so... Well, then again, I forgot I broke those, so maybe not. I don't think I've got another one around anyways. Terrawar is a tier 5, and I guess I can look. Tine. Oh, we do have one. Alright, well, we have that as well. Lovely. Let's knock that out. Alright, let's see what that scanner does with that bee as well, because I'm not sure what it will tell us. I don't know if it'll be the same stuff as the field kit or not. There we go. And it looks like it pretty much is the same stuff as the field kit. It's just not going to need paper. I don't know if it's any better, though. The field kit's not that hard to use. Right, so let's go ahead and scan you. So, for the seeds, it's 8 EU a tick, which is still good since that was an 8-volt solar panel. Right, there we go. Terrawar 000, and that should be a quest. Better than milk. Lovely. Let's put you back in there. And let's put you in there. Let me put these away as well. Don't need the bees on us right now. In fact, actually, I should have gone ahead and checked to see what that tells me compared to something else I've already scanned. Yeah, it looks to me like it's the same stuff. So I think that is what it is. So let's go to bed. It is nighttime again. Sleep under the stars tonight. Alright, let's go put these bees away. But yeah, the scanner certainly seems like it's going to be a powerful tool for us going forward. I think it will be quite useful. And it's going to be a big step forward for us now. I'm going to have a lot of work to do going forward. I think in crop breeding, we'll try to get some new crops. Seems like there's a lot of quests to complete as well in this. I don't know if I'll go for all of them right now, but we've already got quite a few knocked out, so... Oh, we've unlocked this one actually now as well. Witherweed. Witherweed is a source for coal, and more importantly, a good breeding stock for higher tiers. Okay, interesting. So yeah, we've got some options here, so... Be interesting to see how it all goes. So, let's go put that there. Let me drop this propolis off, and then I think we'll go ahead and open up our loot bags here to end off. So, let's put those... Oh, let's put the hang glider up as well. We don't need that. There we go. And let's see what we got done. So we actually did also get this quest. Yep, the scanner quest. So that will give us an LV loot bag and some coins. And then we got some other quests done down here. Fishing, farming, cooking. So the reed and resin, you'll give me 256 fertilizer and an IC2 crops loot bag. So that's a lot of fertilizer. More useful IC2 crops gives us an enchanted one. That'll be interesting. This one is another IC2 crops loot bag. And you'll give me blaze rod, blaze powder. Let me go see what we have. Okay, I'm certainly not sure on either one. Although, actually, can you just turn blaze rods into blaze powder in this? Let me just see. Yeah, you can. It's no different, I don't think. I think it's normally 1 to 2, so it doesn't look any different. In fact, I bet you can probably macerate these. Let's see. Yep, you can macerate them and you actually get more. Right, interesting. So, technically, it looked like it was only 3 with a chance of getting more, so I think this is probably better. Let's put that away, and then fertilizer. Where would I put that? In here, let's put it in here for now. I think we're using it down there in the multi-farm as well, so we'll have to sort that out. Right, so we do have some loot bags here to open up. So let's just do the LV one first and see what we get. We got some coleslaw burgers and a few vacuum tubes. Right, we'll do the IC2 crop one now. Ooh, we got Weed X and some bowls and more fertilizer. Right, Weed X is an interesting one. Okay, what did we get there? Ah, we got a cactus. We got Sacred Oak Sapling. Right, that's the one that gives you a really big tree, I think. And we got an iron ore berry. Right, the ore berries. That's actually an interesting one. I forgot about those. We actually have some here. Yeah, iron ore berry there. These can be used to grow different kind of, like, ingots, I think. Well, I think it's the dusts they give you. So we still have quite a few of the aluminium ore berries because we were growing those for a while. We didn't actually do much with the others, but copper, tin, iron, and gold ones. That might be interesting. I wonder if we can upstat those as well. That might be something to look into, because I think those grow on crop sticks. Right, let me put this away. Oh, we didn't have one of those before. It does say caution is advised when all planting this, because I think it's like a massive tree. Massive, I think. Right, so let's see what else we get. IC2 crops. And we got, what did we get? Mushroom stew. We got a bow, and I think garden soil. I don't think I had that. That's actually quite a bit. Alright, so let's put those up here. And let's see what we get from the Fortune 3 IC2 crops loot bag. Let's see if we get something good out of this one. Ooh! We got 2 spades, reading trowel, shovel, and hoe in one item. has a higher chance of yielding seed bags. Indestructible. And I got a block of silver. Wait, that sounds useful. Weeding trowel, shovel, and hoe in one item. And has a higher chance of yielding seed bags. Oh, how do you make this? So you need a weeding trowel, dense steel plates, which needs an envy bending machine, right? So we couldn't even make this thing yet. And we got 2 of them. Alright, that's an interesting one. And we got a block of silver. Right, now I kind of want to see how this thing works. So it's a weeding trowel, shovel, and hoe has a higher chance. Right, let's do a little bit of investigation then. I want to kind of check this thing out, because it seems quite useful, actually. Alright, I guess I don't really have anything to test this thing on, but... yeah, I don't really have anything to test on. I don't know if it would give me a higher chance or not if I were to click on any of these, since most of them are all max size anyways. And most of these are pretty high chance anyway, so I probably won't test it out yet. But it does say it is a hoe as well. Let's see, if I just come over to the water and right-click. Yeah, it is a hoe. Right, interesting. And it is indestructible, so... I think the days of the mattock have just been numbered. Although I guess that thing is part of an axe as well, so... maybe I'll keep that, but this seems quite big. It's fade. And funny enough, we got 2 of them for some reason. I don't know if that was a glitch or not. Maybe we got, like, super lucky and it just gave us 2. I don't know. But, interesting. Right, so yeah. That was the scanner for today. We've begun scanning crops, and... yeah, crops are going to make a bit of a comeback now. We've got a lot of work to do, and I'm going to be working now on transferring stuff over there up to there. And I have a lot of work to do. I'm probably going to also start doing some crop breeding again as well. We'll see how it goes. It's going to be interesting, but what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and advance our stickweed. That's what I'm going to try and do. I'm going to try and get these upstatted, and then I'll be able to grow out some new stuff from there as well. I think that's what I'm going to try and work towards, and next time I think we'll see how far I've gotten on that, but I'll definitely have some stuff set up there by then. So yeah, I think that is where we are going to end this episode. So I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.